Hey guys, 7W Rocks here, and I'm here to review Season 4, Episode 7 of Arrow entitled Brotherhood. Quick overview for this episode. First off, thank you for clicking on this video. I know there's a lot of Arrow reviews and such, so if you click this one, I really do appreciate it. And I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on my review. But, quick overview of the episode if you don't want to stay for the entire video, which I understand. A pretty good episode. The fight scenes were actually really, really good. Whoever directed this episode and shot it, I think did a great job. Some people on Twitter said the camera shaking around during the fight scenes made them sick or whatever, but I thought it was awesome fight scenes. It was something different, and it was a cool perspective. It felt like we were there in the fight, so that was really cool. Storyline-wise, I didn't really care for it. This is the episode where, of course, it's revealed that Andy is still alive. I'll get to that. Diggle's brother is still alive. I'll get to it later, but I don't really care for that storyline, just because I hate them bringing back all these characters. Like, I'm shocked they haven't brought back Oliver's mom, because it just seems like they bring back every character, and I don't really care for that. I want, death to mean something on the show, because if, in the future someone dies, we can just be like, well, they're probably going to come back, so... but yeah, that's my quick overview, so let's get into actual review starting now. The episode kicks off with an armored truck being broken into by gunmen. It seems like in Arrow, no armored trucks, armored vehicles are safe. It seems like every episode opens up with it getting robbed of, its money and stuff. So the gunmen break into it, but Team Arrow makes the save. They beat up everybody. But they're not in time because the gunmen burned the money that was inside the truck. It had something to do with Hive or a ghost. I honestly didn't really realize what was going on. Sorry, I'm going to be honest with you guys, but I didn't think it was the most important thing with the whole entire episode. So we switched to back on the island. Where, if you remember last week, Oliver killed that one worker because the gunman guy on the island is trying to set up Oliver because he is real fishy about him and he's suspicious. So he kills that guy, that just random worker, and it turns out the girl that Oliver had saved, who he's keeping in the cave to help her survive, it was actually her brother. So he has to let her know that he didn't kill her. He does let her know that he's dead, her brother. But that's later on the episode, which I'll get to. So back to present time, Ray comes up with this compound that he needs. It's to track down the Ghost members, but he sends them to this facility, Team Arrow, where they get in. They get the compound. Diggle's forced to shoot a gunman that tries to stop them, and he takes off his mask, and it's revealed that it is his brother. So once again, not really happy with that. Switching over to Malcolm and Thea. Thea still got that bloodlust in her. She needs to kill because of what the pit did to her when it brought her back to life. Malcolm basically says, dude, I got a bright idea. Alright, I got this bad guy. He's actually a pedophile. He's 3 blocks down. You can go kill him. I mean, the world doesn't need one more pedophile. So she's like, nah, I'm not doing that. You're crazy. Get out of my apartment. That's basically what happened. So she refused to. And then Oliver was at a banquet for the police force, and he was saying how great they are, and all this great stuff. I think he's just trying to get votes and money for his fund for mayorship, I guess. And Dark shows up and says, we should align, we should team up. Oliver says, he's kind of a bad guy, so what if I refuse? And Damian Dark's basically like, I'll do something dark. I mean, I think he threatened to kill someone. I've kind of forgot, to be honest. But he's Damian Dark. He'll do something dark. And back on the island, the guy that set up Oliver is the main guy for the island that's running the whole thing. He uses some stick because he's all into this magic stuff. He uses some stick. He sees Oliver's telling the truth. He sees the guy that set up Oliver isn't telling the truth because the stick does something. He's into all this magic stuff. And Oliver's forced to whip him on the back repeatedly. So Oliver is freaking taking this guy to town for screwing with him. Switching back to Thea, she's on a date with Alex, the guy that helps Oliver with his running for mayor. She's on a date with him. He takes a phone call. He's got to leave. And this guy tries to hit on Thea, tries to buy her a drink, and because of her bloodlust and everything, she just straight up attacks him and beats the snot out of him. Blood everywhere. And Alex sees what happens, and he's like telling her to stop. So that finally snaps her out of it, after almost killing the guy. And no charges. So basically, everyone in the restaurant was like, "Oh, we just saw a girl brutally assault the guy, but no one cares. We're good." And so yeah, nothing came out of that. Thea was never in trouble for it. So that I didn't really get. Um, Oliver and Diggle find out where Damien Dark's holding this meeting with all these Ghost members at the docks, so they go to stake it out, and they see him give all the members of Ghost these yellow pills where he says, kneel before me. They all do, so these pills get him to like cooperate with these guys on command. He can just say anything and they'll do it. Huge fight breaks out. They spot Arrow and Diggle. They start fighting. This is when an awesome fight scene happened. It didn't feel like just a regular fight scene. It felt like a first-person perspective, like we were right there in the fight, and I thought whoever did it did a great job. And it didn't feel like every other, fight scene. It felt different, so I thought that was really good. So Damien Dark gets away, of course, and Diggle and Arrow, get to safety. So moving on, Arrow and Oliver and Diggle not on the same page with Andy. Oliver wants to save him. He thinks he can still bring him back, and after getting probably mind-controlled by Damien Dark under his power, but Diggle, nope. He's like, dude, he is not my brother anymore. Screw him. I don't care about him. He's dead to me. He's not dead to me. But I don't want anything to do with him. So that I felt was kind of strange. I didn't really get that. I wish Diggle, would have fought for his brother. But we'll find out. He was kind of right. We'll get to that later, though. Moving on, they find out, Ray helps them find out where Damien Dark's holding all the Ghost members and their, big operation. So it's Team Arrow out to the rescue. Diggle's staying behind because he wants nothing to do with his brother. So Team Arrow wants to rescue his brother. Diggle, just not about that life. Alright, so big fight scene coming up. Oliver basically says to all of them, Team Arrow minus Diggle, that they can't fight them all by themselves. There's too many Ghost members. And they get caught, and they proceed to fight everybody there. So I didn't really get what the whole speech was about, because they end up fighting everybody. So Thea ends up fighting. She realizes it's Andy, it's Diggle's brother. So they have a big fight scene, which was really awesome. Like, it was a one-shot, not one-shot, but for a long proportion of the fight, it was a one-shot. So it was just fight scene, and it was really good. Definitely check it out if you missed it. And she's able to subdue Andy, take him down, and when Team Arrow's still, getting just crapped on by all these Ghost members, Ray, makes a save. He's in his Atom suit, which I think's awesome. He's got it working, to his perfection, honestly. It seemed like he was kind of doing the Iron Man thing. Like, at first, like the first Iron Man movie, he doesn't really know how to control the suit. And second, he still kind of doesn't. Third one, he's ready to go. This was like that. So Adam comes in, just bulldozes all these Ghost members. So that was really cool. And I really thought that was awesome. Diggle ends up saving Oliver right before Oliver's about to get shot. Diggle shoots the guy that was about to shoot him. So Diggle makes a save. He says, "I'm here. My brother needed me." The one in the green. So he's mentioning Oliver, not his actual brother. So I thought that was funny. But they take down all the Ghost members, and they're back in their pad to talk about what just went down. Ray's talking with Felicity, and he kind of says to himself, his life is meaningless. No one cared when he died, and he's just real down on himself. So he really needs to find himself. Whenever Team Arrow needs him, needs his superpower suit, he's ready to go, but he just needs to find himself. So obviously, leading into Legends of Tomorrow, that's where he'll truly find his passion and his reason to live, according to him. Thea asks for Malcolm's help. I'm sorry. During the fight scene, the big fight scene at the end, Damien Dark encountered Thea. He went to grab her, use his powers, and it actually burned him in the process when he tried to use it on Thea. So something's up there. So Thea's talking to Malcolm and says, when Damien Dark tried to use his powers on me, it actually hurt him, but it made me feel awesome. The bloodlust was gone. She didn't feel the need to kill anymore, or for a short time. She wants Malcolm's help to make that permanent, to get that bloodlust gone. And Malcolm, I'm pretty sure he's going to be Dad of the Year, and he's going to help her out, so that's always good. Diggle talks to Andy and sees, is everything in his file true? Is there no turning back with him? And Andy says, yep, all of it's true. So it looks like Diggle was right. There's no way to save Andy. So that sucks. But it probably will, though, at the end. Final scene, Oliver's talking as mayor, or not as mayor, but, doing one of those campaigns. And Damien Dark's there in attendance, and basically Oliver says he's going to fight and save the city in the light, not in the shadows, which is what him and Diggle talked about. So He's going to fight Dark in the light, in the open, no holds barred, let's go. Not just in the shadows, behind him, working with him. He's not doing that. He's totally against Dark, so that's cool. And it sets up, of course, December 1st is the Heroes Join Forces, the 2 special episode event, the Flash episode, the Arrow episode. We got Flash Arrow crossover with the Legends of Tomorrow people. I freaking can't wait. I think it's going to be so good, and I'm just really, really pumped for it. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of tonight's episode. It wasn't the best, but, I'm ready for the 2-part episode, the crossover event. I'm so hyped for that. So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 730rocks. And thank you so much for watching. As always, have a nice day.